Welcome back to one of our Bonfire Beer reviews.
Okay, so happy late Thanksgiving.
Happy late Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving was yesterday, and today is Black Friday. So we hope you guys made it. Yeah, we hope you made it through the Walmart Trample, which is the phrase Dana said, and I thought it was just so clever. I had to do it.
You stole my thunder.
I sure did. So the goal today, when we were talking about what do we want to do for a Black Friday episode, we definitely don't want to celebrate Black Friday because we both, Dana still works as a retail manager and I did for 10 years, and Black Friday is not a day that you necessarily look forward to. A lot goes into it. It can be fun, but most of the time it's frustrating and makes you really look at society different. So we're not celebrating Black Friday, but I did want to have 2 dark beers, but the only thing in the beer closet was IPAs and double IPAs and ales. So it's a sad Black Friday for Eileen and a great Black Friday for Dana.
Well, see, you don't work in retail anymore necessarily, so
I'm talking about
like
in the context of beer, honey.
I know, but it's kind of like my
Friday,
reward for still having to deal with it.
That's what I wanted. You get rewards for a lot of things. I don't think that that's it. Okay, so mine luckily needs to settle, and during the time of letting this very aggressive head settle, I'm going to talk a little bit about the beer that I'm trying. So I'm doing Ballast Point Mango Even Keel Session IPA. It's not a new beer by any means, but it is new to us. We have not tried this one. We have done a lot of the Ballast Point beers though. The one that comes to mind is Sculpin. That's one of the most popular beers. They actually won an award for that one in 2006.
Yep.
But basically, Ballast Point has been around since 1996. Like a lot of other breweries, and pretty much all craft breweries, I guess, they started off as a group of friends home brewing. A homebrew store opened up in San Diego, which is where this brewery is based and founded, in '92. And 4 years later, they already had sold their first beer, and the story goes from there. So essentially, they opened their first restaurant in 2013, I think. At this point, they now have 3 breweries.
They're huge.
They are pretty huge. They have they're one on the West Coast, the original one in San Diego. They may have 2 locations in that area, or in that market, but the original one is there. There's one on the East Coast, which is in Virginia, and then there is one now in Chicago. In the West Loop area. So they now have East, West, and Midwest.
So they weren't there, I don't think, when we did our Chicago beer tour.
Open this year, so no. So this one on Untapped is kind of middle of the road. I have 3 people that we know and follow on YouTube, but I will give a quick shout out to that have given it a rating. We have Jay from Beautiful Beer Reviews. Great channel. Definitely check him out. He's expanded more so than just beer. He's been doing like hot sauce tries, like reviews and taste tests, which is kind of cool. And
Good luck to you on that, Jay.
He loves hot sauce. Yeah, the barbecue smoke stuff, totally in his wheelhouse. So he's been doing that too. So he's a great guy to check out. But he gave this one a 3.7. We also have Dan from Dan and Lizzie, which is Till Beer Do Us Part. He gave it a 3.2. Then we have Tyler Finkbeiner. He gave it a 3.7. And then the highest rating of the group would be from Brad Allison, and he gave it a 4.2. He tried it in 2016. He said it was pine and mango, but he really enjoyed it. Most other people are saying that it smells better than it tastes, and that because it is such a low ABV.
Yeah, it's a light ABV,
it's 3.8 ABV, and only 40 IBUs. So
now, did you say that's a session?
It is a session. Yep, but I don't expect it to be very hoppy. It's probably going to taste more like a fruit beer because of the mango. I'm hoping, because if it's not going to be hoppy or strong, it better at least not taste skunky. That's my expectation. The head is settled enough where I am going to go ahead and give it a nose. It smells like the V8 Splash, the mango pineapple.
Oh, okay.
Smell that. It's like, and I'm already getting worried because it smells delicious. It smells
wonderful.
So good. It smells like thirst quenching.
It smells so good.
It does. Yeah, now I'm worried.
Like, I wish I had an air freshener like this. This is good.
Yeah, I wish we could do scratch and sniff on the screen.
That's
so you
amazing.
guys can smell it. It smells so good, like everyone else said, that I'm worried that now it's going to be bad taste. So I'm going to get in.
Well, at 3.2, you could drink that all day long.
Well, I mean, not if you don't want to.
Not if you don't like it.
I mean, if it's not good, I'm not going to be cutting the grass on a mower with this in my hand.
Oh, well. Oh, well. That's a hair flip and a stank face.
So I'm not sure how to feel about this.
Are you thankful for your IPAs?
No.
No.
I'm not thankful that we don't have stout for me, honey. Okay, so here's my quick opinion on this after one taste. It is sweet initially. At the front of the flavor profile, you get mango immediately, very obviously. Mango, kind of other citrus flavors are kind of tied in there, but predominantly, of course, is mango. Then all of a sudden, it settles into a very bitter, skunky pine.
Oh.
The aftertaste is bitter.
Say it isn't so.
The aftertaste is like a grapefruit without sugar on it. Because, like, I hate grapefruit, for example. So that's the aftertaste. The initial taste is pretty pleasant, but the aftertaste is not great. I think it's more one of those beers that you drink more and it tastes better. One of those beers that develop on your taste buds after one or two.
Yeah,
like, I would have to drink an entire one, and then once my mouth is like, okay, that's not offensive anymore, then I could have another one, and then it would be probably great. Yeah, go ahead and you try it. Say I would give it a 3.5.
It smells so good. I can just sit here and smell it.
3.5.
The grapefruit aftertaste is so prevalent.
Pungent. It's pungent.
It's so prevalent.
I'm actually more offended now.
The initial taste is actually not bad. And I think that's because it hits your nose first and then it develops in your palate. It's a little flat for me, which could be because of the pour. What did you give it?
3.5.
I think you're being generous.
No,
I mean,
but
wow.
the 3.5 is based off a couple of things.
I mean, it smells delicious. It's a little flat. The taste at the aftertaste, you know, a good beer will not leave you with a bad aftertaste because you don't want another drink after a bad aftertaste.
So it's not the worst thing I've ever had. I would say a lot of people we have on our spectrum is like 3.2, 3.7. I'm gonna go 3.5.
And I would go more towards the 3.2. So I am totally excited about this. This is Hop Solution by Bell's. One of my, well, not one of my, it is my favorite brewery. Probably the brewery that got me started on craft beer.
It is.
Way back from brewing of Oberon. Oberon is an actual holiday in our household.
We say that every time it gets brought up. That's true.
It's such a big deal to us because I love Bell's. Bell's been around for 30 years, and it seems like I can't remember a time when I wasn't drinking Bell's beer.
Yeah.
They're just a fantastic name. They started out 30 years ago with an actual brewing supply company called Kalamazoo Brewing.
Yeah.
Now they've grown. They're in 31 states right now. They're continually expanding. The daughter of the owner is now the CEO, and they're just
It's 100%
gangbusters.
family operation,
Yep.
and it always has been.
Been to their brewery in Kalamazoo, obviously.
Comstock Park, the Eccentric Cafe.
They have the Eccentric Cafe there. Great food, great brewery, great feeling.
It's beautiful inside of there.
The brewery.
There's like stained glass mosaic with like crushed bottles. And then talk about the gift store, because we wanted to mention that.
So yeah, the gift store has just about anything you need from
with phenomenal prices.
Like Bell's. They really have done a wonderful job merchandising and retailing their brand. But what's really cool about it is they offer free buttons, free posters, free stickers. Their advertising is amazing, and they want you to have it, and they want it in people's hands. Amazing company. They're consistently giving back to the community. Mm-hmm. They support LGBTQ plus rights,
that
and
acronym
they do.
Keeps getting bigger.
I can't keep track of all the acronyms with it, but they do a diversity campaign, and they actually have koozies with the rainbows on them and stuff like that. They're just an extremely giving, community-based organization, and they're huge. As far as I'm concerned, they are the monarch of craft brewing in the business. Factoid is that they have the first pub opened inside of a craft brewery in Michigan.
93.
So in 1993.
But another thing that we want to mention really quick, and there's just so much to say, so I'm sorry that we're rambling instead of drinking, but they actually have a division brewery in the UP, which we didn't know until I was reading up on
Upper
it.
Hand, right?
Upper Hand Brewing, which we actually really like them. They're a smaller brewery, and they distribute to the UP and Wisconsin. They're in Escanaba. But I didn't know that they had an association or connection with Bell's, and they do. So a lot of the bases are the same Bell's recipes with their twist, because it is a totally separate brewery. It's just a division of Bell's. I'm not sure exactly like operationally what that means, but it's kind of a fun fact.
The thing about Bell's is I think they've held on to their craft beer heritage while becoming very widely distributed at the same time. I still remember and feel the Kalamazoo roots that go to it. And since I grew up in Battle Creek and Kalamazoo area, it's a personal brewery to me. So I'm very excited. I've actually had this hop solution one time at
a local
Dead Bear. It's a local brewery here.
It's more of a tap house,
brewery at the same time. And I gave it a 4.2. I love the beer. Brad Allison gave it a 3.7, I think it is.
Yep.
One of our YouTube friends. And then everybody else, for the most part, is right around that 4 range. So I rated it higher than everybody else.
8% ABV, no IBUs listed. It's a double IPA though, so it's got to be
about 100.
88, 80-ish to 100. It could be somewhere in there. They just didn't rate it on tap. Because there's 5 different hop varietals.
That was almost equal. Let's give it a nose and see what we come up with. Sweet smelling, apricot. I can smell the hops right away. It smells subtle and creamy.
Let me smell it. I don't have anything to add. I agree with what you said. It is very subtle and it's sweet. Almost like malty.
Yeah, I stick by it.
4.2?
4.2. It's delicious.
Is it better than my mango skunk?
Yeah, much better.
Okay.
That tastes like a substantial beer. It tastes like such a good beer.
It's good. It actually, something about it reminds me of a white wine or Zinfandel. It's the bubbly, carbonated aspect to it, and it has this dryness.
It's got a lively mouthfeel.
Even though it's juicy,
but
it's a little dry.
You're right.
So it reminds me of
I can see all of that.
A cooking wine or something. Something about it reminds me of that.
But it's very creamy. And
I don't get creamy, but I've been drinking more of this.
Maybe the word you're using is malty.
Malty, for sure.
The malty lends itself to creaminess to me for some reason. It tastes a little thicker.
It's a
but
smooth
also
mouthfeel.
Zesty. It's good beer.
Yeah, it's a good beer. I would give it like a 3.7 to a 4. All right, guys. Well, we want to make sure we tell you again, happy late Thanksgiving.
Happy
we hope that you had a good one.
Black Friday.
Yeah, happy Black Friday. Leave us a comment down below. Let us know if there's something that we haven't tried you'd like us to try. I always love getting recommendations from fellow craft beer.
We've had a lot of
YouTubers.
people say we should drink more sours or try more sours.
I know, but
it's just not like a thing for us for some reason.
I've tried them, guys. I just don't like them. So if you have a good sour but you do like, or a barley wine or a tripel, we were at one point, beginning of this year, we were doing a lot of like testing beers we don't like to open our minds. So I might kind of dabble in that again as well throughout the Bonfire Beer review season for winter. So maybe you'll see some of that. But if you have any recommendations, please leave them down below. Otherwise, stay warm and drink good beer. Cheers.
Cheers.